Hello, everybody. This is Arwen Lewis. You're listening to the Arwen Lewis Show. My very special guest is Weed from the OddEven. They are an out of this world, um, massive groove and hypnotic kick rock band that will spin you around on your bar stool and get you on your feet in a jam-packed arena. You just heard their song Wild West or a clip from it. And Weed, I'm drinking coconut water, sadly, but you look like you have some really cool beer cans over there. So can you tell us about what you're deciding between right now? And if you're watching the YouTube video, you can see these, incredibly artistic cans of beer.
When we are on tour, I don't typically drink any of this kind of craziness because you never know what you're going to get. There's that fine print that says, look out, you're going to fall on your ass if you drink this.
Yeah.
So typically we have, light beer backstage, but this stuff I always jump into. These are from some local breweries. This is Big Truck, which is a Maryland brewery. Apparently it's the Topless Blonde. I've got Zombie Dust.
That sounds fun.
Roar is a Nanocoke Nectar, which everything around here is Native American named because tons of stuff on the East Coast is that way. And the last one looks like Pride and Joy, Three Floyds Pale Ale. Pretty cool can.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so let's talk about so for your recording sessions, have they all been done through the internet, or have you guys actually met at a studio and gotten to record your projects together?
Yeah, no, we record all the demos on Pro Tools over at ET's house, and then we actually go into a studio, Waterford Digital. It's in Severna Park, just south of Baltimore.
Okay.
Frank Marchand, we've worked with on all three records.
Okay.
He's great. We actually met him way back when we were, I don't even know if I was driving yet. I was, I think my parents dropped me off at a gig, and this guy was mixing a show for the band we were opening for. And I was like, man, that guy really knows what he's doing. We got to get him. And we've been friends ever since. And he's done a lot of stuff with us. And when we came back, when ET and I got back into playing hard rock, back in 2017, we said, yeah, we got to work with Frank again. So he's always been one of the family. It's been great. And yeah, we always go into Frank's studio to do stuff.
And who's your producer for these records?
So we always have the man Frank. He's got a bunch of people to work there.
So he's the producer.
Yeah, he owns. I mean, we'll get some people to come in and do some engineering and that kind of stuff, but he's the quote unquote executive producer. And then he always laughs at ET and I. He calls us the couch producers because we sit there on a leather couch and bark orders at him and say, no, somebody's in the booth. Nah, that's not going to work. And he'll hit the talk back button and he goes, all right, the couch producer said that's not going to work. You got to do it over.
The backseat producer.
That's right. Yeah, 100%.
And is it all digital then? Do you do any analog recording, or has that ever been something that interested you?
Not in a long time. I mean, I remember recording at Omega Studios, which is in Rockville, just north of DC, and we went in there and it was I don't even remember, back in the day it was a few $100 an hour or something like that, and my singer kept hitting bad notes, and we're like, man, he's just not getting this done, and it was expensive and taking forever. And my guitar player hit the talk back button. He said, can I tell him something? And the engineer said, tell him whatever you want. He's like, did you bring your wallet? He's like, you're killing us here, man. that was my last analog experience.
Yeah. Like, no more. That's fun. Well, yeah, I know what you mean. It's definitely Pro Tools saves so much time for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you too is how about where you are locally? Are you part of a local music scene, and is that where you play a smaller acoustic gig, or are you really more focused on traveling and touring?
We got some really cool stuff on the island. I mean, the island is kind of a destination for the DC, Baltimore people. It's almost like halfway between, those cities and like Ocean City and the Delaware beaches. So a lot of people stop through in the summertime. It's crazy. Friday and Saturday nights got all the little dock bars, and there's everything from acoustic music to cover bands to original bands. There's a brewery right down the street that just opened called Cult Classic, and they are huge supporters of music. So much so that Saliva was actually coming through town one time, called me up. I think it was like Sunday morning. And by Sunday night, I had them on stage at Cult Classic play.
Nice.
So yeah, they're really cool. I mean, they're great guys. And then I look out my window across the water here, and I'm staring at Baltimore. Of course, it's this big, 5 miles away, and far enough away that I know it's there, but I don't have to be there.
Yeah.
But no, we rehearse and stuff in Baltimore. We love Baltimore. We love DC. I mean, the cities are so close. But yeah, it's nice to be on the island over here, without a doubt.
Sounds good. And I feel like it's just a different vibe too when you've got like it's like New Orleans or something, when you're walking around and then there's just like street after person on block after block
Yeah.
and everybody's playing music. It's like at a constant music festival. And that's what I love about places with culture like that. Everybody kind of like talks to each other in their own way with music.
Yeah, it's really cool. The DC and the Baltimore scene are a little bit different. Unfortunately, Baltimore seemed to have slipped into that pay to play thing for a lot of the locals,
Yeah.
which
Like Los
stinks.
Angeles too.
I hate seeing that. I've got some of my friends that are in bands and stuff, and they're just like, "Hey, you should jump on this gig." I was like, "We don't sell tickets. I'm not doing that." And then it's like, I'm good. We're way beyond that. If you want to do it, hey man, good for you, but I'm not doing it. So unfortunately, a lot of the Baltimore rock clubs and rock scene has gone that way, and I don't know, maybe we're a little outside of the box on that. We've done a few shows, but we won't pay to play. We're way past that. DC is a little bit better. It's a cooler scene as far as that goes, but yeah, I mean we're happy to be here, but we love being on tour. So
Yeah, and like I mean, honestly, there's only so many dues that you pay, until you, stop paying them. If you don't stop paying them, it's not going to change, right?
yeah,
Uh,
I mean exactly. I mean we can go to Richmond down the street. It's like, okay, these guys are giving us a bunch of money. Why would we not play in Richmond? I don't need to go to Baltimore to pay to play and beg family and friends to go to a show. That's ridiculous. Whatever. I'm good.
I like your outlook. Well, anyway, so we're actually running out of time again. So we're gonna take everybody out to this break with You're Free and bring them back in with Solar Symphony. That's a cool name. What's up with Solar Symphony?
Solar Symphony is a journey through the universe. It's really kind of going, wow, look how small we are when you step back and take a look, and just the different sights and sounds. I mean, it's crazy when you hear the things we can pick up now with satellites and telescopes and everything else, and it really just makes you go, we cannot be alone. This is huge. It's crazy. It's nuts. Take a deep breath. So
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. It always has just like tripped me out. Like I can't comprehend it, but it's cool. And yeah, I'm right there with you. There's definitely life somewhere else besides Earth in this
yeah.
universe that we have no idea really how big it is. Anyway, we'll save that topic for another show. My very special guest, everybody, is Weed from the band The Odd Even, and we're taking you out to break with their song "You're Free" and bringing you back in with Solar Symphony. We'll be right back.